Thanks.
Hello, everybody. What up? What up? Blood Bowl Finals. The Hedro Tharwayne with the 1 year AO 12 months. Let's go. Put some Crendorian nerds up. Always mummies. Pop it up. Pops in the chat for the Hedro. 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 1 year. Woo! Here we go. Blood Bowl Finals. I can take Zygor away here. We're not playing WoW right now. Weep. Oh wait, whoops. Oh my Jiminy's, I think I switched it to Blood Bowl 2. There we go. Neat. Nair up with 7 months. Defeating elves is simple. Just make them roll once. It's that easy. What? 7? So I favor the 7 months. And Dante, the butcher's sister, with the 7 months. Dwarves vs. elves is my nightmare Blood Bowl matchup. Me too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So I favor the 7 months. Actually, that's not true. Dwarves vs. dwarves, I think, is the nightmare matchup for me. At least dwarves versus elves has potential for some chaos, you know what I mean? Yeah, I can't believe they paid me $2 million to cast these Blood Bowl finals. It's pretty insane. All right. It is time. I don't know when the actual match begins and when I can like search for it, but Hellbent, when does the match begin? Then I can search for it. Also, I made some tea. Ready when you are. Oh, all right, I'm ready.
Thanks.
Spoopy Molder, 37 months. Wee wow. Wee wow. Thank you for the 37 months, Spoopy. Swag. Thank you for the 37 months. Woo. Let's see. Where should I go for? I think lower is better. Probably like down here. Yeehaw. Any Pokemon after this? I'm probably gonna either play Baldur's Gate or WoW Hardcore after this. That's kind of what I've been feeling. Plus, I'm still getting over my like eye strain stuff, and Pokemon generally irritates my eye strain, so I'm hoping. Well, I'm waiting till it's like kind of fully better before I do anything. Coach Crendor, I know your team didn't quite make the playoffs. How you feel about next season? Do you feel after being fired from the Pasta Orcs you'll get picked up by a better team next season? I hope so. I do hope so. I'm struggling with a cold for the last 5 days. First daycare cold for the whole house. Mamma mia, congratulations. I don't know which teams are up for the prediction, to be honest. I kind of want to go Wood Elves. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling like a Wood Elf team. All right, here we go. Synthric. All right. Here we go. Loading in. So here we are, the Blood Bowl Crendorian Finals. We have the Chaos Dwarves taking on the Elves. In fact, these are Wood Elves. So we're gonna see who out of my least like factions is gonna win. Although out of the elves, I think Wood Elves are my favorite type of elf. In fact, I would say Wood Elf or Dark Elf are my favorite elves. And then the other elves are no. However, I do like Wood Elves with a tree. The fact that he does not have a tree makes me disappointed. Very dumb. And then on the other side, we have the Chaos Dwarves, which, listen, I had a Chaos Dwarf team. Like, Chaos Dwarves are the superior dwarves compared to normal dwarves. And he does have a Minotaur. So that's good. So we'll see how it goes. Nerip versus Synthric. Let's see. I always forget that in this like spectator mode thing, you can like swap back and forth, and I can't really get a whole lot of stats, at least until the game begins. I don't even know. So they do both have wizards, so that's kind of fun. 4 rerolls to 3 rerolls. Is Nerip the elves or the dwarves? I take it Synthric is the dwarves, yeah? They both have very, like, bashy dwarf-looking logos, which is why I get confused. I guess Nerip might be the dwarves? Or wait. Hold on, I'll just check the sheet. Check the sheet. Hold on. Where's my, We're in the booth here, getting ready to broadcast. I'm just checking my materials. It is Nerip's Chaos Dwarves Okay, it is Nerip's Chaos Dwarves and then Synthrix Wood Elves. All right. Fantastic. I'm Joe Buck. I didn't make the sheet. That's all good. I really just wanted to know who was who. That's what it boils down to. One of the teams is called the Shorties. Salty Shorties. I mean, listen, it still could be the Elves. I don't know. All right. So, let's take a look at some of these players. We've got an insane Chaos Dwarf blocker here with Mighty Blow, guard, tackle. We've got another one with that. We have another one with guard, tackle. And another one with guard tackle. Dude, imagine having your players on the line level up through the season. That's truly insane. We have Mighty Blow Minotaur. We have guard tackle. We have the Bull Centaur named Absurd Stats, who has Mighty Blow, Break Tackle, Block, Thick Skull, Sure Feet, and Sprint. Well, I guess they all do have Block Tackle anyway, but they all have guard now and Mighty Blow. And here we go. We have nice weather and a gentle gust of wind. The Hobgoblin is Dirty Player. That one's got Sure Hands. Here comes a hit. Can I... There we go. Now we got the skills up. Da-da-da. Oh boy, it's already began. An elf has been knocked out. Then we have the War Dancers. This one has Sidestep, Mighty Blow, Jump Up, Blodge, and obviously Leap. This one has Strip Ball, Tackle, Blodge, Leap. This one's got Wrestle, Dodge, Diving Tackle. And the rest don't have anything. So they really can't afford to keep getting beat up, actually. That's not good. Crazy person, 73 months, decided to put on the stream to ease my internal suffering from having to deal with this writing assignment that's due tomorrow morning. Dude. Nice. I don't know what they have the 73 months. Good luck with that writing assignment. And an elf has had a broken neck occur. A broken neck for this elf. Unbelievable. That's actually really bad for the elves. They're down 2 players already. And one of them is not coming back. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure Hands, and they pick the ball up with Sure Hands. What a start. Do they risk using the Wizard right here, right now? I think it's a potential possibility. So, I mean, listen, you're falling behind fast. You know, you gotta even the playing field. At least that's how I would play it. Now, I am a former finalist. You know, I didn't win the championship finals, but I did play in one. So I do have a bit of experience. All right. And the double ones. Oh, boy. I am sorry. That is... Who would ever roll double ones? I just... all you gotta do is just don't roll ones and dodge away. It's so easy. That's really bad. Hurricane Deepka, 18 months. Are you more of a Madden, Buck, or whatever? In terms of announcers, I used to dislike Joe Buck, but I actually kind of like Joe Buck now. Maybe it's because we've memed him so much. But I genuinely don't even mind Joe Buck anymore. I actually think Chris Collinsworth is all right. He's another like meme-worthy guy, but I think he's okay. I do hate how much they love Pat Mahomes, though. There's like, oh, right? But aside from that, I'm like, he's okay. Yeah, out of all like the mainstream guys, but I would say Madden was probably the most fun. I think Madden and Summerall was very much like a me and Jesse type of combo, where you had me being like third down, 4 to go. Marino takes the ball, steps back, looks over the middle, throws, it's caught. Touchdown, Miami Dolphins. And then Madden's like, oh my God, you just see that guy right there? He just took a break. He went up the field, he ran post route, and boom, right over there. You're just like, and now the extra point. That is good. Oh yeah, and then they had I don't even think Chris Collinsworth's the worst. I think he's funny. I think there's plenty of worse announcers. I would say, hold on, I have to like go through all of them in my head. Tony Romo used to be amazing, and he's just become not great. Booger McFarland's definitely one of the worst, but he's like not doing it as much anymore. Tony Romo used to be good, and now he's just like, oh, Jim, what's he gonna do, Jim? And it's like, he used to like do analysis and stuff, and now he's just like, I don't know, Jim. I hate it. It's almost like the TV studios told him to like calm down, or like not calm down. They told him like stop being so analytical. Like people don't want that. They want you to be like, oh, jeez. Kevin Harlan's fantastic. I love Kevin Harlan for preseason Packer games, or just like, dude, Kevin Harlan can just cast like any sport, and it's fantastic. Hockey, basketball, baseball, football. He's just got a great announcer voice. Oh. Well. I always just like, for Packer games, I like hearing on the radio, what's his name? Packer radio announcer guy. Oh, God, what's his name? Wayne Larrabee, that's what it is. I love Wayne Larrabee. Trav guy with the 2 years came and stayed for the non-content. Put some Crendorian Nerd Cyphers while his mommy is Pop Americanos in the chat. 2 years for Trav guy. What? 79. They were the 2 years. Crispy Taco, 22 months. Rip, thank you, Crispy Taco. What? It's like they were the 22 months. Crispy Taco. Overall, I'm just happy football's back. We gotta wait like a week and a half or whatever, but preseason's over. We can start getting into the games that matter. It's gonna be fun. Cannot wait. Oh boy, more injured elves. Folks, oh my God, he fractured his arm. This is not looking good for the elf team here. I think I may have cursed them by being on their side from a viewpoint. Maybe if I switch viewpoints, that'll help him out. Nope. Dude, this is insane. He's getting destroyed out there. He's actually contemplating the apothecary here because there it is, apothecary gone. Because he couldn't afford to lose yet another elf. Mamma mia, dude. He's getting rock and rolled McDonald's. Meanwhile, who's another one knocked out? They have, I guess they do all have 7 armor, which like it's not the highest, but there's still some solid armor breaks going on. He's got to do something, man. He's got to pop that wizard. You got to do something here. You got to mess him up. Otherwise, this one's going to be fast. I'm very excited that the Packers' early season schedule is pretty easy. Let's Jordan Love get some you know, some easier games in there. Pretty nice. We get the Bears, Falcons, Saints. So Bears, that's a winnable game. Even as much as the Bear fans are just like, yeah, new team, here we go. I still don't trust in the Bears to really do anything. The Falcons are still kind of ass. They're kind of unpredictable, but I don't think they're going to be great. And then Saints. Saints are still probably the best NFC South team, to be honest. So that's kind of a iffy game, but it's in Lambeau, so I think it could be okay. And then Lions. We'll have to see how the Lions are doing by then. They could be doing well, or they could be Lions-ing it up. Then we play the Raiders. Whoa, here it comes! Oh my god, the Chaos Dwarf blocker caught it. That's even worse. And then we play the Broncos. Honestly, the start of the season for the Packers is like pretty winnable. We don't play the second half of the season. We play the Chiefs and the Chargers and the Steelers, which are like some harder games, but like, and the Giants. But like the start of the season's not too bad. So I'm actually kind of hopeful. I think Love will be mid at worst, good at best. I think, yeah. Like, after watching the preseason, you know, obviously I watched Jordan Love, all of his, like, random appearances the last couple of years in old season. But, like, watching him in the preseason legit made me feel like he's going to be at least decent, right? Like, he may not be a Hall of Famer. You know, he might not be another, like, Favre or Rodgers. But he seems like he can at least be a competent quarterback, you know? Like, I think at worst, he's like your Jimmy Garoppolo tier. Like, he'll do okay, right? He won't carry you to victories, but he won't mess up a lot. So I'm curious to see how he develops. Well, Alex Smith there. Oh my! Did he roll double ones again? Oh, he rolled a 1 and a 2, dude. This is. I feel like I'm just watching one of my games on replay or something. The thing is, like, he has made some pretty crazy plays. Like, he has the potential to make some insane throws. Like, he's made really good deep ball throws, really accurate passes. So I'm like, he's got the potential. The problem is that he needs a bit to, like, get there. Like, sometimes he, like, miss the passes or, like, doing it. But, like, he already looks like a better passer than Justin Fields. The Packers receivers is the main issue. They're also very young. Watson's really good. He's the best potential. Dobbs is pretty solid. He was my sleeper pick last year. Big time sleeper pick. They got some rookies look pretty good in the preseason, but it's gonna be an experience. The thing the Packers have that people underestimate is their offensive line is very good. So he's going to have time to throw, and they're going to run the ball. And they have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, which is like one of the best running back tandems. Probably like a top 5 tandem in the NFL. So they're going to play like 49er football, right? They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. And then they'll probably play action and go from there. That's really what they're going to do. And then just try to play defense, which the defense is supposed to be good. But I never trust the Packer defense. Never trust it. Dick Van Dick with the 1 year. Put some credit on Nerd Cypers while he's in the chat for Dick Van Dick. 1 year. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sweet. They were the 1 year. Dick Van Dick. Really excited to watch my outlet for offense instead of the Aaron Rodgers audible chuck it, fuck it show. Yeah, I think that's my big thing. Is like if the Packers, like last year, the Packers won like what 8 games or whatever. If they win 8 games this year, I would be happy, right? Last year I was like, oh my god, they only won 8 games. But like if this year they win like 7, 8 games, I'd be like, nice, we're like going in a good direction because the team's so young now, right? You're just looking for progress. But like that was the worst part is LaFleur would be like, all right, it's like 3rd and 4. Can we please just get like a slant pass or some like nice play in there? And Rodgers would be like, Green 18, rover, green 18 up, and then he just fucking 30-yard bomb downfield, overthrow it, and then be like, and like yell into the I almost said microphone, his helmet, which I guess has a microphone in it, and that would just be like, whoa, just throw the ball 4 yards, please. Last year was probably the most frustrating I've ever. It was like the most frustrating Packers season ever. Which is saying something, because they didn't even do that bad, but it was just like, it wasn't even fun watching their offense. It was so bad. The offense was so, and it was because of that, like Aaron Rodgers, LaFleur, like clashing, where you could tell who was calling what plays at what time. You could tell when Rodgers would like audible out of it, or just do his own thing. So yeah, I'm excited to see Jordan Love and like the actual LaFleur offense. I think it'll be fun. That was almost another elf. Bad luck play. Ghost Bear with the 84 months. Praise Nuffle Nerds. Thank you, Ghost Bear. What the fuss? They're so good. What the fuss? Nothing. What the fuss? Nuffle. What the fuss? Nuffle. What the fuss? What the fuss? What the fuss? What the 84? Fuck. Save the 84 months, Ghost Bear. Wait, is that a nerd day? 12, 4, 4, 6, 48, 60, 02. That's 7 years. Oh my God, put some more emotes. Wowie, Mamma Mia, Pop Pop, Leap Fail, Yeehaws in the chat. 7 years. Also, I expected him to fail that leap, man. This is just really not his game. And it sucks because it's the last game and the most meaningful game. We got ourselves like a Denver Broncos, Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl right here with like noodle arm Peyton Manning launching 5-yard passes downfield. What the fuss? I think I already clapped, but I'm gonna clap again because it's in their day. Dude, another injured elf. He's gonna have no players by halftime. We're on turn 5. So what I was going to say is it's going to be fun watching like the new young Packer team develop, watching Jordan Love develop and like everybody grow together. But I can still go watch the Green Bay Jets over in New York and all my favorite like 35 to 40-year-old Packer players over there just having a great time. And so I can cheer for them. But if they do poorly and start, spiraling, then I don't have to care. I'm like, well, it's not on the Packers this time. Yeah, I get the best of both worlds. I mean, he's going to retire anyway. And then I get to hear Rob on our podcast kind of rant about the Jets even more. I don't think the Jets are going to do bad, by the way. I make it seem like the Jets are going to do terrible or something. Holy shit, was that a ward answer? He just killed a ward answer. The dirty player just kicked the ward answer and killed him. He kicked him in the groin. Holy shit. That's 3 injured and 1 dead elf, 2 knocked out elves, and 1 apothecaried coming back in elf. This is insane, man. Oh my God. Yeah, why couldn't my orcs do this? Did they just forget how to hit? How surprised would be if the Jets won the Super Bowl? I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But it wouldn't surprise me, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't bet on it, but it also wouldn't shock me. Would you be happy if Rodgers won it with the Jets? Yeah, I wouldn't care. Listen, he already got me 1 Super Bowl in my lifetime. I got to see 1 Super Bowl with Dick Pick Brett Favre back when I was like 7. So I remember being at the Super Bowl party and having it on TV and my dad being like, yeah, go Packers. And them winning it against the Patriots. But I don't remember, I wasn't a Packer fan back then. But then In 2010, I very vividly remember, like, I was like just getting into YouTube, and so I'm like a bit nostalgic with that. And I remember the Packers going on the run. I thought they were going to miss the playoffs. And then it was like, hey, you know what, Aaron Rodgers, he did okay last year. He's making some steps forward. We'll be good in the future. But then they go on this big run. They're just roasting teams. They're like high-powered offense. They make it in as a wild card. They beat the Eagles. Then they beat the Falcons, and the Falcons beat them earlier in their season. And they just like shit on the Falcons. Then they play the Bears. And just like beating the Bears in the NFC Championship game was fantastic. Another injured health, but he's stunned. And then just, you know, winning this. That was just like, that was a miracle season too. That was so fun. So Rodgers deserves another one, honestly. He should have gotten at least like 2 more Super Bowl appearances. The Seahawks one, the shit show Seattle one. That was probably the most scarring football game I've ever watched. I think the Seattle NFC Championship game, it was like watching this. It was literally, that Seattle Packer Championship game would be like if the Chaos Dwarves lose this game. Like if you look at the field right now and you're like, there's no way they lose. It would be like if they lost. That's what it was like. Because once the onside kick happened and everything just started snowballing, I was like, it's over. It's done. They got like fake field goals, onside kicks. They're making crazy runs and play. So it was and then the year after they won the Super Bowl, where they were like 15-1 and lost to the Giants. They could have went that year, but it was the Giants were just doing what they did the year before. It was whatever. The other year I think they should have went was when they played the Buccaneers. I think the Packer team, when they played the Buccaneers, was good enough to win the Super Bowl. That was the COVID year, so a lot of teams like didn't have like the chemistry and veteran experience the Packers had with, and that's why it ended up being Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and then our shitty ass defense had just allowed Tom Brady the ability to just bleh. The offense also kind of messed it. Aaron Rodgers had some shitty throws. He had like I think it was Lazard was open across the middle and he threw it into like triple coverage Devontae Adams. It was shit like that, which he would do off. That's honestly, this Blood Bowl game is essentially turned into me ranting about the Packers, but it's like football, right? Oh, he actually leaped. And he failed it. And nothing happens. The refs actually did suck that game as well. There was a couple plays I remember, but the big thing I remember with Aaron Rodgers recently was that he just would throw into dumb situations. And he would just try for like deep passes, deep balls. That became his like big downfalls. He always went for the big play. It's kind of like if you're an elf and you're trying to do anything this game, it just fails. And he didn't have the arm anymore. He couldn't get those accuracies downfield. Wasn't really trusting receivers. He didn't have those like veteran guys with him. He had rookie guys, and he's just like, you go this way, you go this way. And I think Jordan Love just resonates more with the younger receivers now too, because like Jordan Love isn't going to be like, listen, I'll throw you the ball if you build up chemistry with me and do what I tell you to do, all right? Like, he's not going to do that. Jordan Love's going to, like, do what LaFleur tells him to do and be like, all right, what are my reads? Hey, that guy's open. I'll throw him the ball, right? I'm just excited that now a guy is going to throw the ball to a receiver that's open. So it's nice. Yeah. Instead of, like, I'll throw you the ball if you come smoke ayahuasca with me in the offseason. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, the Packers won 4 Super Bowls. The first 2, 96, and then 2010. And then they made the Super Bowl in 97 and lost to the John Elway Broncos. And then they've pretty much always been a playoff team the last, like, well, really as long as I've been alive, like 34 years. There's been a couple like mishaps in there. Nothing too crazy. Turns out having top tier quarterback play will make you a good team. So it's looking like the dwarves are gonna score, and we'll end up going to halftime. He really needs these elves to come back in really badly. But the thing is, like, even saying all that, I'm more of like a football fan. I just love the sport of football. So like, I know about all the other teams. I enjoy watching just like any game that's on. That's why when I watch like all the like mainstream normie people like yell at each other on Twitter or like Reddit, and they're just like, idiot Packer fans, you are dumb. And then the Packer fans are like, dumb Bear, Viking, Lion fans, you're dumb, and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not just gonna hate a team just because they're a rival team. I'll hate them for other reasons. But it's like, I still think I'm not gonna be like, the Bears suck. Like, I think the Bears will be okay. The issue with the Bears is Justin Fields still can't throw the ball accurately. And their defense still sucks ass. He caught it again. Justin Fields is literally just a running back. He's literally Lamar Jackson, but like, I actually think he might be better at running than Lamar Jackson, but like slightly worse at passing, which is bad because Lamar Jackson's already not that great at passing. But saying that, that's still the best quarterback the Bears have had in like forever, since like Jay Cutler. And then the Vikings, I don't know how they did what they did last season. I was like, this team is fake. They're gonna blow up in the playoffs, and then they did. And I was like, there you go. And then I really think the Lions are the best NFC North team right now. Like, I hope the Lions win the division, man. They deserve it. I like the coach. I like the team. They're just like a hustle, hardworking team. The fans deserve it. Like, I legit hope the Lions win the division. Now, I do want the Packers to be a wild card team. But I think the Packers... This should be the Lions' year. Like, it really should be. Who's the Packers quarterback since they moved on to Rodgers with the Jets? Jordan Love. So pretty much the Packers drafted Jordan Love 3 years ago to replace Aaron Rodgers. And that pissed Aaron Rodgers off. But he had the same thing happen to him with Brett Favre. And Brett Favre was an ass. Surprising, I know, because Brett Favre actually is an ass. And pretty much didn't help him at all. So he... Holy shit! Okay, I thought the double ones were coming up right there, but they didn't. And the Chaos Dwarves take a 1-0 lead. Play the barrel drums. 1-0 Chaos Dwarves. Let's see if they get their players back. They had one elf back. That's something. Here's the thing. Don't count the elves out. They are still elves. So yeah, pretty much Aaron Rodgers did that. He was like, I hated what Brett Favre did to me. I'm not going to do that to the guy that they did. Because, like, it's not his fault he got drafted, right? It was like the team did it. So he pretty much did help Jordan Love. And honestly, I think that's respectable about him. Right? He could have been like, this sucks. But he actually did help him. Apparently, he even, like, called him before he made his, like, preseason debut this year and was just like, yo, good luck, man, and, like, everything. So I think that is cool. He also, Jordan Love has, like, the same cadences. He does the, like, Green 18. Green 19. And then he also, he has a lot of similar footwork now. Like, if you watch his footwork develop over time, you can see a lot of his similarities. Which a lot of times footwork is the biggest thing with quarterbacks. So yeah. I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. They actually got the green 18, green 19 from, I think, Brett Favre. But I think he did it better than Brett Favre, to be honest. I watched, like, some old cadence stuff. And I think his cadences were actually better than Brett Favre. That was one of my favorite parts with Aaron Rodgers, him just doing the green 18. Extra rerolls. Here we go, last turn. The Elves get a shot here to do something. Favre's better at drawing the defense, go offside. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is really good at it, though. I'd say Aaron Rodgers is better. I wonder if that's a stat I can look up. Most cadence offsides. Oh! The Minotaur has fractured leg. He's actually out. All right, the Elves have done it. They have taken out the Minotaur. That could be the big play they needed before going into halftime. I found a stat page that said most total offsides drawn by quarterbacks last year. This was 7 years ago, so 2016. Aaron Rodgers had 17, but tied with him was Teddy Bridgewater with 17. Phillip Rivers had 15, and then Tannehill and Josh McCown had 14. That's pretty wild. Oh, boy. Oh, there he goes. Well, what's the chance Jordan Love picked up Rodgers' habit of letting the clock go to 0 every play? I hope it's not high. Oh, and he gets his other elf back. All right. I mean, this is a game now. This is a game. Let's see. I just want to see if there's like an all-time cadence offsides. Yeah, Rivers was a good quarterback. He just had to play for the Chargers, which is like, you're just cursed if you have to do that. It's like the opposite of the Bears and the Jets. The Bears and the Jets can never get good quarterbacks, but the Chargers can get good quarterbacks, and then they just can't win with them. They get Drew Brees, then they do nothing. They had like Doug Flutie, did nothing. Phillip Rivers, do nothing. Now they have, what's his name? Ding Dong. Why can't I think of his name? Justin Herbert. That's what it is. They have Justin Herbert. And they're doing great. And then they do nothing. It's like, it's the Charger way. All right. What's the Pat Mahomes case? Oh, he's like blue 80. Blue 80. Blue 80. Also, it's weird because when they do the cadence like Rodgers, he always does green 18, but he always says green 19. So I tried listening because I was like, there's no way. He does green 18 first, and then he does green 19. So it's actually confusing. He'll be like, green 18, green 19 set up. What's? That's actually really bad for the Elves here. That's actually terrible for the Elves here. The Texans will not do great, but they need more help. They're still, they can do better than last year, but still not great. Apparently the cadences are all blue 80, white 80, green 80, green 18, and Josh Allen of the Bills uses white 20. Don't know why. White 20. Doesn't flow. Green 18, I think, is the best. Yeah, the Peyton Manning Omaha, Omaha. That was him audibly. Okay, so they still have their wizard as well, so that's bad for the elves. And that elf is hurt. Well, not hurt, but knocked down. So now he's going to go one by one, and he's going to get under the ball. Yep, that's a classic. So again, this is terrible for the elves. Now they have tackle marking all the elf players. This guy is going to come down here over the top. I imagine this guy will wrap around as well or something. He's going to mark him. It's just that it's not looking like an elf game. They had the Minotaur leg fracture, but like still, it's not looking up. Oh, he didn't catch it though. So there you go. This has definitely been a finals. So the elves really just have to come from behind with only 6 elves, or no, 7 elves on the field, but a War Dancer is dead, which is always really bad. The tackle strip ball War Dancer is dead. Any predictions for tomorrow's Warhammer reveals? I already know some of them that I can't talk about because they've already sent it to me and I've been building it. Which should already tell you that it is not human. Which is probably all I can say. I don't even know if I can say that. Theoretically, hypothetically, metaphorically speaking. I'm not too sure about the 40k stuff, to be honest. I imagine it'll be Space Marine things. It's probably a new Space Marine lieutenant. And then I'm not sure about the other stuff. So I'm excited to see all that. And then I'm excited to see everyone's reaction to the stuff that I already know about and am building. It is pretty cool. I like a lot of it. I'll make a video about it when it is allowed for me to do so. I'm really hoping that going forward, like into the end of fall or winter and stuff like that. Oh boy. Okay, he made it out. Kind of. Oh. Oh, he picked it up. Let's see what he does. Ash Flute carrying this ball. And I don't know where he's going to go, but I guess that's... I'd probably go like right here. Oh, there he goes. Now, as you can see, I'm a Blood Bowl player. I knew strategic positioning. But anyway, I really hope they do kind of like what they were doing with Skaven, how they just did the Skaven Warhammer Underworld Warband. And they kind of did the same thing with Lizardmen. And I'm hoping that they keep doing more Skaven stuff as like a model revamp. And then they do like a big Skaven thing. I know the rumor was like they do Skaven for 4.0 as like a big release. But I really just want a Skaven revamp. That'd be fantastic. The fact that they are doing a lot of Warhammer Underworld stuff leads me to believe they are going to do that, though, because they did the same thing with Lizardmen, right? They did like the new Chameleon Skinks. They did the new Saurus Warriors with Blood Bowl. Then they did the new Saurus Warrior guy with the Underworld Warband. And you could tell they're like, wow, these guys are like Warhammer's GW's really like putting in effort into like redoing Lizardmen. Sure seems like they're going to redo Lizardmen. And then all of a sudden they're just like, oh yeah, here's like 10 Lizardmen kits, right? So I feel like they're gonna do the same thing with Skaven. It feels like they're next up on the list. Plus they know Skaven will sell. And there's a lot of shit. I would really love them to remake the old model of the plastic, or a plastic version of the rat priest guy on a rat. I love that model. Give me a rat priest on a rat mount, dude. 100%. And then after that, they could redo some Beast of Chaos stuff. That would be fantastic. Please, a new Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Please make him 9 wounds instead of 10. 10 wounds is like the worst. Because they don't get any benefits of shit from the game. Please give him some sort of casting bonus. There's just a lot of things they could use. New Dragon Ogres are actually okay looking, but they can make some cool looking Dragon Ogres. There's a lot of cool Beastmen sculpts they could really update. Bulgors could definitely, Bulgors are like the easiest thing to upgrade. They already have the Slaves to Darkness Bulgor looking guys. Just like tweak them a bit. They literally look like Bulgors. Is it the Myrmidons or whatever? I can't remember what they're called either. The Ogroid Myrmidons, is that it? They literally are like just better Bulgors. And then I would love if they did something like how in like Warhammer Total War they have Tarox. You know Tarox, the like big bull with like both axes, and he's like, "Bleh." I would love like a giant Tarox type model. I think it'd be sick. As like a centerpiece guy for the Beast of Chaos, and maybe he's got that like Berserker thing where like the more you damage him, the stronger he gets. I think that'd be sick. So, will it happen? I'm not putting money on it, but I can dream. My other wish list thing is I really want a remaster of the Bone Splitters. I don't know if they're going to do that. That's another thing where I'm like, I don't know if they think enough people would buy Bone Splitter stuff, but I would love if they remade the Bone Splitter models because those are pretty old. Whoa, we got a red card. That guy is sent off. I imagine they're gonna do Chaos Dwarves as like a new race at some point, and then I think someone was saying like elves or like some sort of elf. I think Chaos Dwarves would be cool. As long as they give them more models that look different compared to like Fire Slayers. Fire Slayers are the... Oh my... Okay, there he goes. I've played against Fire Slayers a few times, and it's so hard to differentiate what is what. And they have so much potential, and they just keep giving them like the same mundane stuff. Okay. Who are we cheering for? I mean, I'm just cheering for Chaos, to be honest. We've had elves get hurt and die, but we have had some bad luck for the Chaos Dwarves here with the Minotaur getting hurt for the game and then the Goblin getting ejected. So, I mean, the elves do have plays. They have potential here. Sign-ups for Cren Bowl Season 17 are currently open. Check the Nerd Bowl channel and Crendor's Discord for a link to the Google Forms so you have your chance to play next season. Also, I'll put the link in the description of the VOD on my Cren Clips channel. He completed the pass. He's making plays. Also, the dwarves can't really get there. I guess he can, and he can. Only 2 Chaos Dwarf things can get there. So this is actually looking pretty good for the elves here. They're making plays. However, he does have a lightning bolt. Oh boy. But he could roll a 1. Could always roll a 1. Let's see. I also think that the optimistic part of me wants Bone Splitters to get remade with a bunch of cool stuff. The realistic part of me is like they just made Cruel Boys. And I almost think Cruel Boys will replace Bone Splitters going forward, and they'll just have 2 orc armies because it's probably easier to balance. And Bone Splitters are really outdated. That's the realistic part of me. But the hopeful part is like, dude, just remake Bone Splitter stuff. But I'm like, I think they're going to phase them out. But maybe not. You know, maybe not. The Sacrifice, 1 year. Woo, 12 months. Put some Crendorian Nerds Hypers. Whoa, he's in the chat for Sacrifice, 1 year. 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Thank you, thank you. You reckon Shadowlands fucked well to the point of no return? I love Dragonflight, but my server's dead, man. I mean, my server's been all right. I mean, they have like phasing and stuff. I mean, I've seen WoW doing pretty all right, especially when like new patches and stuff hit. So I mean, they've essentially made the game in retail at this point to the point where servers don't really matter that much. Like most of the content you can do, you don't even really need a server. Like you could really, it's all just like cross-realm shit anyway, right? In fact, I enjoy being on a less populated server. Whoop! Because it allows me to get like mount stuff in the open world a lot easier. Or like find rare shit easier. So I'm always like, dude, this is great. But in classic WoW, I would much rather be on a populated server. Sorry, I hit the mic. That sounded like a coconut. But I think WoW is going in the right direction. I think they did learn a lot from classic WoW, which I think is good. And I think, yeah, as long as they keep the direction they're at going forward, it'll be good. I really like the amount of stuff they've been releasing. I like their patching. Because, like, I mean, in the past, they, like, would do one patch, and then you wouldn't get another one for, like, a year. Now they're just like, all right, here's a patch, here's a mini patch, here's a patch. Like, I think Final Fantasy and all the competition has made them actually start working. Which is nice. I liked your player housing video. I think they split off team, make optional player. I think it'd be cool. I mean, I think it'd be worth it. Part of me thinks they are doing something like that. I think they would do it when they do a big Azeroth revamp again, because I feel like they are going to do an Azeroth revamp at some point. It just feels that way. Like they're redoing old assets. They're doing like, you know, Dragonflight testing in Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, right? Which could just be a thing of them being like, you know, we're having fun Dragonflight, but it feels very much like they're testing some stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do get a big revamp. Plus, like, it's been cataclysmic for way too long. And the leveling experience is terrible, so it would also give them the ability to redo the leveling experience. So I feel like it just feels like it has to be done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Plus, with the amount of patches and stuff they do, I think it would be pretty solid as well. And you can already see they're redoing, like, holidays. They've started redoing a lot of older stuff recently, right? They hired and merged the whole 100-person dev team, so I wonder what they're up to. Yeah, it feels like something's happened. So I hope that happens. I think it'd be cool. Whoop. So yeah, my whole theory in the video I made was Flying Dumpling, 1 year nerd day. Thank you, Flying Dumpling. Put some Crendorian Nerds Hypers, Wows, Mommies, Pop, Burricano, Way Wows in the chat. 4 resubs in a row have all been nerd days. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he rolled a 1 on the lightning bolt. I called it. I called it. The lightning bolt won. There it is. The lightning bolt won. What was I saying? Oh yeah, pretty much. In my video, I talk about the Azeroth revamp and how it would go. And I think the most likely way they would do it is instead of having all the little zones like they do now, right? They would essentially take a zone, like for example in Dragonflight, how there's big zones. Double ones! Oh boy. It's happening. So let's say like Tanaris, Feralis, Thousand Needles, Southern Barrens, and whatever. What's above Tanaris, like Desolus? I don't know, just like a big clump of zones all together, right? And instead of having each of those be like Tanaris, Feralis, blah, you would just clump it all and just call it like Southeast Kalimdor, right? Let's just like some big generic. But then instead of having a zone, like a little zone, you've merged it all into like one big thing. And then I think they would take that and kind of almost make it like the zones meld together in a way. Like Feralis starts morphing with Tanaris, and Tanaris started like, you know, merging with Thousand Needles, and they like, because like years have gone by, right? Like the Cataclysm happened and now things have healed. So it's almost like all the things healed, then the land shifts together and kind of morphs into like bigger zones, and then it would allow you to have more of like a dragon flight type thing where you could fly around and shit like that. So that's what I think they would do, because I can't imagine them having dragon flying with like a little, and I think it would also make leveling easier if you do something like that. Because I think that's really what they want to do. They want to simplify the leveling experience and have it all kind of in one place, so you don't have to jump into like random expansions. I can't imagine them doing that without cutting what made old zones so distinct. Well, I think they will cut what a lot of the old zone stuff. Because I feel like it's just, the old zones are essentially classic WoW in a retail environment, and it just doesn't work for what they're trying to do, which is why I think they're going to just revamp a ton of it. That doesn't mean like scrapping it and getting rid of like shit, but like kind of almost like a re-envisioning. I feel like it would almost be like a WoW 2, to be honest. Like, I feel like they could make a WoW 2 without making a WoW 2. And I think that's what they're trying to do. Because, like, what are they going to do with WoW 2? It's going to be like... Are they going to, like, are they going to make, like, a new zone? Like, it's going to be like an expansion. Like, what are they going to do? Update the graphics again? Like, who cares? I feel like WoW 2 is just kind of a... I don't think it would be that great. I feel like they just are better off just doing a big patch for old shit, or expansion, I guess. Like, I feel like the current like Dragonflight engine and stuff, it almost feels like WoW 2 when you compare it to some of the old shit. Overwatch 2 was more of like, it wasn't even Overwatch 2, it was like Overwatch 1.5. Like, they didn't really do much with Overwatch 2. They're like, here's a new champion, the teams go from like 6 down to 5, and PvE is coming out, but it's not. And it was like, okay, it's just Overwatch still. Alright. They could take the story in a different direction? Yeah, but you could do that with an expansion or a patch. Like, you still don't need an entire new game to do that. They take the story in different directions every expansion. I think it's just make WoW 2 do what they did, Final Fantasy restart from the beginning, but tell a new story continues from where the story ends. I mean, that's the reason I think they're going to do a big, like, Azeroth revamp and get rid of all the Cataclysm stuff and, like, redo it. Because it's essentially like doing a WoW 2, And it allows you to like change quests and change stories and like reopen the world and make it easier for dragon flying and do all this stuff while also keeping things the way they kind of are and like kind of re-envisioning it. And also like it just feels like that's my version of WoW 2 essentially. And I think that's the most logical and like least resource intensive way to do it. So yeah. The only way I would see them doing WoW 2 is like if they really hate the engine and they're like, we need to do an entire new engine, we need like new combat, new all this stuff, and I just don't see them doing that. Like, I don't know. The elves are actually milking the clock pretty well here. Like, it's pretty insane that, like, Azeroth still has Cataclysm shit all over. Right? Like, when did Cataclysm come out? It was like 2010. So it's been December 20th. It's been 13 years. 13 years. I think 2005. The world has been destroyed by the Cataclysm longer than it's been not destroyed by the Cataclysm. Like, think about that. The cataclysmic world has been there longer than the old world was there prior to the Cataclysm. Because that was what, 2004? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? That was 6 years, and now it's been there twice as long. It's insane. And so if you're like a new player, you're like, oh yeah, I played classic WoW a bit, or like I did this stuff. Let's go check out those worlds. And it's like, oh, I guess it's still affected by the Cataclysm, huh? Huh. That's interesting. Like it really needs to be refreshed and revamped and everything. I mean, just look at like the comparison of like the Dragon Isles versus like Azeroth. Like I think the Dragon Isles are what they really want the game to be, and I want the game to be too, because it's like, for comparison, think of like Shadowlands and Cataclysm. Everything's like separated. You're like, I can't wait to go adventure by going through a portal and ending up in a zone and then going back to the main hub and then going to a different zone through another portal and then going back to the airport and then going to it. And it's like, that sucks. But in Dragonflight, you're like, let me just hop on my dragon and fly over to where I want to go, right? You're like in a big open exploration based world. And I think that's like the most fun way to do it, because it actually feels like you're out exploring, doing fun stuff. And I think they want that to be what Azeroth should be, right? And I think that's why I keep thinking that's what they're gonna do. It just makes sense. Hey, we're tied. Thought this was gonna be a blowout. However, the dwarves still have 3 turns, and they still have more players, and they get a chance at bashing the elves. So that's pretty big. So yeah, I'd mainly be curious to see how they changed, because it was fun to see how they changed the world with Cataclysm. But now, how do you, like, change it so many years after the Cataclysm? Like, so many things would change. They'd be different. The geography, like, a bunch would change. And, like, who knows, like, what things would happen to change the geography? Maybe the goblins did some shit in Tanaris, and now it's, like, snowing there or something. There's, like, we messed it up. Right? There's, like, so many wacky, weird things that could happen. Maybe Tanaris is even more underwater. Maybe there's like global warming. Tanaris is just underwater. And then Thousand Needles is like dried up. There's like no more water in Thousand Needles. The like Shimmering Flats is popping off again. They like, maybe the goblins like, yo, we redid the raceway. This shit's like crazy. You got like NASCAR going on there with like goblin racing. Like there's so many crazy things you could do. with like redoing everything. Like Desolus could be not as desolate anymore. Like maybe it's even more green. Like who knows? Yeah, Goblin Racing Track at Azshara could be finished. Fast and Furious, Tinkertown Drift or Gadget Sand Drift, that'd be funny. Let us see. Whoa! Whoop! Salty Shorty's got an extra reroll. What a kick! Wow. That was a really good kick. So, I mean, whatever they do, I think it'll be fun to go back to the old Azeroth and essentially have it get revamped, because they need to do it at some point. Like, they have to. And I feel like now would be the best time. Like, we're back in Azeroth with Dragonflight, and so it makes sense to kind of stay in Azeroth after Dragonflight. And people love dragonflying, so you keep dragonflying. It's like a primary mount thing. Maybe they even add in more like interactive mounts, like what Guild Wars 2 did. I think it's really cool in Guild Wars 2 having like a bunch of interactive mounts. That's a knocked out elf. It's not what he needs. Do you think there's enough subs to justify it, or when we'll start cutting content because of player-based numbers? I mean, I'm pretty sure WoW's doing fine in terms of player-based numbers. Like, it's still one of the most popular MMORPGs on the market. Like according, here we go, latest data. Let's see. According to estimates, World of Warcraft has 8.5 million monthly players. Around a third of its players play WoW Classic, which, let's see. In the last 3 years, monthly active players range from 7 million, lowest in September 2019, and 9.5 million, highest in July 2021. Had 9.48 monthly million active in January 2023, almost beating these records. These are estimates from Active Player IO. I mean, I could see 8-ish million with Classic WoW. So I mean, you have to take into consideration that people buy a WoW subscription to play Classic WoW. So that's why they say a third of those. I would almost say, like, at this point, probably half. I would say it'd be like 4 million Classic WoW, 4 million retail WoW. Give or take. I think that's probably the most realistic. And here's the thing. Like, let's say even if WoW had 2 million players, right? That is still more than, like, a lot of games. Like, EVE Online, for the most part, has, like, 500,000. And they're rolling along just fine. Right? I feel like if WoW hit a point where they didn't have enough of a player base, then they would go free to play. Then they would just be like, all right, screw it, go free to play. But the fact that they haven't gone free to play, I think, to me, shows that they have enough players to justify it. Peak for WoW subs, I think, was like 12 million. Wrath of the Lich King, I think. Yeah, Wrath of the Lich King was like 11 to 12 million. All right, here we go. EVE Online's concurrent player base like 23K average. What's Final Fantasy, actually, out of curiosity? Yeah, I mean, they'll definitely do Game Pass once the Microsoft stuff goes through as well. 100%. 20+ million? Wait, really? Is it that high? Subscribers around 35 million. This Final Fantasy doesn't have to like give out their details though, right? Like this says, as of October 2022, claimed 27 million registered. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to figure it. They'll just be like 40 million, 27 million, 10 million, 15 million. You're like, okay. I mean, I just like when there's multiple games popping off in a genre because it encourages actual innovation, which is always nice. Innovation and competition. Yeah, like as much as I bash Shadowlands, I had fun playing it for the first like month and a half. But then just all the systems set up to keep me playing, I did not like. And then I didn't think the patches were very good with like a lot of the stuff. The story I didn't really care about. While with Dragonflight, it's kind of been the opposite. I've enjoyed all the added and like all the patches they added in and the content with it. The story's been a lot more fun. I've enjoyed the world more. Like every zone I've really enjoyed. Like this is the first expansion where I've enjoyed every zone in the expansion. Now the zones are like massive, obviously. There's only like 4 or 5 of them, but I've really liked all of them. How are we looking here? So all the elves on the line are banged up. Oh, he's got to make this. He missed it. And the goblin, wow, he got his own miss, which is kind of crazy. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the question is, what does he do with this guy? Because this guy is technically in scoring position, but he could move him down in scoring position. But then he risks getting hit and losing the ball. It's actually pretty crazy. That scatter roll is actually insane too, I just realized. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how this plays out. I mean, I do think the Chaos Dwarf team is in a better position here, because they still can score here and win decently easy if they just get the ball to this guy. He's gonna go there. So I don't know if he blitzes him off. Oh my god, he actually got the ball out. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Dude, he can score. He actually has the ability to score here. And he's not scoring. Wait, reroll. And he's not scoring. In fact, his war dancer's knocked out. Oh my god, that was the complete opposite of what you want to happen. Dude, with a couple good rolls right there, Elf BS would have won. That's insane. A couple good rolls and Elf BS would have won after losing half their team on like the first half of the game. I mean, the Chaos Orbs can still do this. Well, that's another elf gone. So, I mean, he has a reroll. You probably hit this guy. Yep. And then he has wrestle, which is fine. So you just get rid of his tackle zones. That clears up this whole path. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He picked up the ball. And then I guess he just makes a pass, right? He has to make the pass. Here it comes. He's got a reroll. Wait, what? I forgot this guy has crazy ass pass defense or whatever the shit that is. And he failed to pass terribly and threw it right to the elf. Well, we're in overtime. So because we're in the playoffs, I believe it's just like overtime goes until someone wins. He gets his elves back. Let's see what happens here. This is kind of crazy. I did not expect this one to go to overtime, but here we are. And it looks like I think the elves won it? The Requiem Fighters? So there's no rerolls. Kickoff random 8 more turns. And I take it, since we're in the playoffs, it would just keep going until someone won. But I can't imagine nobody winning in the next 8 turns. Yeah, it's just first to score wins now. The elves are still only at 6 players currently. So that is not the greatest. But this is going to get pretty insane. If nobody wins after 8 turns, it's field goals, aka coin flip. Oh, that's what it is. Didn't that happen at some point? I feel like that happened. I remember another finals went to overtime, but I don't remember if that happened at the end of it or what happened. I don't remember. It's all a blur. Well, here we go. Overtime. Overtime. I'm going to use this to put in eye drops. Here we go, eye drops. Also, ad break started. Perfect commercial break. It's like the real NFL. Ah. Ah. All right. There we go. Where'd I put that cap? There it is. All right. I think you're supposed to keep your eyes closed for like 30 seconds or something. Look around. All right. What happened? Both teams get re-rolls. Boo! Re-rolls. All right. Okay. Woo. What are the drops for? My eyes. Oh boy, here we go. Coach Crendorian, your professional opinion, how do you see the game going forward for both teams? Well, I just really see a hard-fought battle out there. You know, it's going to be two teams really just duking it out, really seeing who wants it more. And I guess, you know, a couple rolls of the dice, we are going to find out who does want it more. Yeah. All right. Elves making their moves. Here they go. That's a defender down. That's a Bulgor down, but it's only a stun. Pretty crazy. However, he does have pretty much every elf right here now. I guess he can move out. Alrighty. And he's picked up the ball. Although he does only have 2 strength. So if he does get hit, he's probably not going to hold up very well. Let's see where he goes. He's going to go right there. Just out of the way from everybody. Never mind, right there. And here we go. Time for the Chaos Dwarf response. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. So it looks like he might just play the waiting game here. 'Cause he has enough players to kind of do so. Right? Just wall that off. Just kind of wall off all these sections. Don't allow them to come through here. They have tackle. Mackle with the 3 years. Oh my god, another nerd day. Put some Crendorian nerds after always mommies pop up Americano wee wow wow. He's in the chat for Mackle. Wait. Had to suck some back. Thank you, Mackle. All right, all right. Let's see what they do here. Looks like they're gonna go there. So they do have all this blocked off now. And then he's gonna go over there, get the guard going. Wah, wah, wah. And then Sure Hands moves up a bit. So pretty much they wall all this off and leave this side pretty much open. Okay. Let's see what the elves do here. Let's see what the elves do. Okay, they are hitting a dwarf. And he's all right. Okay. However, now they still gotta get all the way over here. Here comes the blitz. Actually, big blitz right here. Okay. All right. What happened to the live Cox and Crendor recording? I don't know. Jesse handles all that. I imagine he'll put it up at some point. All right, all right. Down they go. And wow, he actually took him out. That is, well, I was about to say that was risky, but I forgot he has a bribe. So it's less risky than I thought. All right. Here we go. Just making moves here. It is pretty crazy seeing an elf player play very defensively almost. Okay. And then Hobgoblin goes back. This is a classic elf game where the elves do lose half their players and they're still rolling along. And here comes a blitz. Holy shit! Whoa! What a play! The bull centaur blasting through. And he can't get the ball, but he's gonna try now, I imagine. And he picks it up! Big time plays. In order for that to happen, he had to make a 4+ on the dodge roll, and he got a 5. That was his hardest play, and then getting the 2 die on the block dice, and he actually did it. Mamma mia. Just an unbelievable rush there from the bull centaur. You see him dodge through and just really just blast through the line, and they just never see it coming. All right, now they're going right back, and they knock down the bull centaur once again. The elf's firing right back, and now the elf has got the ball, but not the one he wants. The elf that's already moved. Now he can't even move the ball downfield, which is terrible, which allows the chaos dwarves to settle around. Really just get some big-time hits on the elves. They can't withstand any more hits right now. Back to you. Thanks, announcer me. That actually is terrible for him. Because obviously he wants to dodge out, pick it up, you know, maneuver around, but he's just stuck here now. He is just stuck. And within range of all the chaos dwarves to gather around. This looked like it was going to be a blowout final. And it's become pretty insane, to be honest. We are truly witnessing the battle of agility versus strength. But funnily enough, the agile team has been making the strength plays, and the strength team has been making the agile plays. And that ward answers stun, which is terrible for the elf team. In fact, that's very bad. All right. So now, if I am the Chaos Dwarves, which I'm not, but if I was, I would probably blitz this guy out of there. I guess you could also blitz this guy out of there. I guess he's easier to blitz down. So you probably blitz him down and then maybe start marking him with tackle. Probably mark this guy with tackle. You probably beat the shit out of this elf. Although, if you can free up this bull centaur, he could probably get to the ball carrier. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, he is blitzing up here. He gets a push, which allows him to then move here and mark the ball carrier. And then another one up there. And then that's a push. And that's a defender down. That's going to roast him. Yes, sirree. And then with this last guy, he's going to stand in the way there. So good positioning from the Chaos Dwarves. All right, turn 20. Yeehaw. Mm-hmm. Here we go. I hear the dwarven drums. All right. Let's see what the elves do here. I imagine try to dodge away. Yep. Definitely thinking. Thinking. Oh, there's a dodge. Both teams still have one reroll. Yes, sirree. And here they go. Here it comes. Any second now. Here it... Oh, it's moving. Okay, they handed it off. And now... Here they go. They're going. They've made 2 go for it rolls. They're now out of range of the centaurs and every lineman except this one and this hobgoblin. And now they've got another go for what? Oh, they've got the thing where they can do 3. I see. They can technically get surf, which is kind of crazy. Especially interesting. Okay. Well, there goes that elf. That's a 1. There's the final reroll. And okay. 27 seconds on the turn. And there they go. And they fell. And they're injured. And they've lost the movement point. They're pretty much dead. All right. Well, there it is. All that waiting for that. A classic. So here go the dwarves maneuvering. Okay. And bull centaur moving up there. Yep. 2, 3. That's a POW block. That is a stunned elf. Okay, we're marking him. That guy's moving up. That guy's moving up. The elves definitely have more injured players than non-injured. They've got what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh, I'm missing important place. He didn't get the surf, but he did get the knockout. He's going to re-roll it. He gets the surf. Let's see where this ball's coming back, and it's right there. Well, that is a place. So what did he roll for those dodges? He needed... Is it a 3? I think it was just a 3. And then 2 go forwards. That wasn't too bad. This game just keeps on being. It is pretty crazy. All right. I have a feeling this is going to make or break it. No rerolls left. The elves do have elf bullshit potential here, but it's pretty insane. But they can do it. And if they don't, I think it's over. All right. 3 elves currently up, 1 stunned. He made the leap. All right. Okay. Okay. He is moving downfield. He's dodged away. He's going to pick up the ball. He rolled a 1. He goofed it in the crucial moments. In the crucial moments of the game, Pine Sham has goofed it. His butterfingers have cost his team a potential championship. Oh boy. It's not looking good. Really? Reminds me of Patrick Mahomes. All right, here they go. They're lining up here. They're going for a big time hit. Here they go. They're marking this guy. They're marking this guy. Everybody's getting marked. Yep. Chaos Dwarves using their numbers to just mark all of these elves, and now they're gonna make a big time blitz. Here it is, Bull Centaur blitz, and he got him. Pine Sham getting whopped. And now you probably go for the pickup with the Hobgoblin, I would imagine. Well, actually, you take the hit over there. Yep, there they go. That elf's down. Yep. And then that dwarf comes over for the tackle mark. Yep. And here come the pretzels. He's got it. The Hobgoblin SDI has done what the elf could not. Pick up the ball. That elf can't even get there. That elf. So all he has to do is just go straight. If he makes... Oh, he's out of range. This is it. It's over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's over, folks. He's out of range. No elves can get to him. There's only one shot, which is this elf getting all the way down here just for a mark. He can't even hit him. He just has to mark him. That's the only chance he's got. Otherwise, it's pretty much over here. Doom, 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 da-doom. He cannot trip over the goal line. He is 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He will get into. He pretty much made the go for it roll he had to make right here, which was the play because it gets him out of range of being hit. And you have to make a go for it anyway to get into the end zone. So this is it. And that'll do it. The Chaos Dwarves will be victorious. And the Wood Elves made it really close, even with 6 players gone. And that'll do it. Narip's Salty Shorties are this year's Blood Bowl Crendorian Invitational champions. It really was Pine Shaw dropping the ball out there, literally, and metaphorically, figuratively, emotionally, physically, metaphysically, and that just cost them just a lot of goofs and gaffes when they really couldn't afford it. And that'll do it. That has been this season in Blood Bowl. There it is. Take a look at the dice. Salty Shorties, pretty average. Requiem Fighters rolled a lot of fives, 4 5s and 6s, actually a much higher amount. Block dice, 21 skull to 14 pow block. That checks out. I know that feel. And then 4 skulls to 14 pow blocks for the Requiem Fighters. Mamma mia, they were actually rolling hot on the block dice, even though they did not win. And then overall, obviously armor breaks, injuries, stuff like that. So that is it. That is this season in Blood Bowl. Yeehaw, what a game. So I don't know who I'm gonna play next season, honestly. I'll figure it out soon. But that's that. So I was gonna say something else, but I really got nothing. So that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new here, click the follow button, follow along, be alerted when I go live. Click the bell to be super notified when I go live. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, resubscribed, drop bits, drop tips, gifted subs. Thank you very much for all the support. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably playing either some more WoW or Baldur's Gate or something. We'll see. But either way, thanks for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Okay. See ya. Do